Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive shift in how we find anything online. We're moving away from the world of searching for links and into a new world of getting a single, direct answer. And that begs the question, what do we lose when the search is over before it even starts? I mean, think about it. For the last 20 years, there was this simple ritual, right? You had a question, you went to a search box, you typed it in, and you scrolled through a list of blue links. That's how we learned. But that whole ritual, it's changing, and it's happening way faster than most of us probably realize. Okay, so let's really get into this. Because the jump from a search engine world to an answer engine world, this is about so much more than just new technology. It's actually about how we think. And to really get a grip on how big a deal this is, we have to rewind. We have to go back and remember the absolute chaos that Google solved in the first place. Before Google, the web was a total mess. It was like a giant library with all the books just thrown on the floor. You had these really primitive indexers like Archie, cluttered portals like AltaVista, and then Yahoo was literally trying to categorize the entire internet by hand, which, as you can guess, didn't scale. Finding anything you were actually looking for was basically pure luck. Then, in 1998, Google showed up with this absolutely brilliant idea called PageRank. And the concept was simple. It treated the whole web like a democracy. A link from one page to another was like a vote. So the pages with the most votes, the ones everyone else was pointing to, were seen as the most authoritative, and they shot to the top. It just worked. And that created a global habit, this little mental loop we all learned. Ask a question, scan the results, compare them, and then decide what to trust. That little bit of friction, the act of comparing the links, that wasn't a bug in the system, it was a feature. It was like a small workout for our critical thinking skills every single time we searched. And this whole system was built on a kind of unwritten contract, a grand bargain for the open web that lasted about 25 years. The deal was this. Creators make great, useful stuff, and in exchange, Google sends them traffic through clicks. Simple as that. But then, in late 2022, conversational AI, things like ChatGPT, exploded onto the scene. And that entire model, that grand bargain, got challenged in a huge way. Now, if you want to know why this shift is happening so incredibly fast, it really boils down to this one number. A study from 2023 found that users were 158% more productive getting an answer from ChatGPT than from Google. And the reason is obvious, right? It just eliminates that whole scan and compare part of the process. It's just faster. But it's so important to understand this isn't just Google, but faster. It's a fundamentally different tool. Think of it this way. Google gives you a list of links for discovery. It's a map. And AI gives you a single synthesized answer for delivery. It just teleports you to the destination. They're built for totally different jobs. And this is where that grand bargain really starts to fall apart. See, Google still crawls all the amazing content that creators make to train its AI. But now, the AI often just summarizes it and gives you the answer directly, which means the original creators, they might not get that click. They might not get that visitor anymore. And all this incredible efficiency, it definitely comes with a hidden cost. There's a cognitive trade-off we're all making every time we ask for an answer instead of searching for one. First off, we're at risk of losing our skepticism. When an AI gives you a single, incredibly confident-sounding answer, it just short-circuits that impulse to check other sources. That little habit of scanning the blue links and deciding which one looked trustworthy was a mental muscle, and we're just not using it as much. Second, we're getting the what without the why. You know how when you're searching, you click around, you go down a few rabbit holes, and you accidentally absorb all this background and context? A direct answer strips all of that away. It gives you the conclusion without the journey. And third, we risk the death of serendipity, that happy accident of discovery. So many breakthroughs, big and small, happen when you stumble onto an amazing idea while you were looking for something else. When we optimize for the most efficient path to a known answer, we're basically paving over all those winding little side roads where the really cool discoveries are often found. This all gets even worse when you add in the problem of AI hallucinations. That's when these systems just confidently make stuff up. We've seen it invent academic citations, create lists of imaginary books, and even provide fake legal evidence that was used in hundreds of court cases. The consequences can be really, really serious. Okay, so if this is the new reality, how do you even adapt? This whole shift is creating a completely new set of rules for anyone trying to be visible online. For years, the whole game was SEO, right? Search engine optimization. Well, now a new field is taking shape: GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. The goal isn't just to rank number one on a list of links anymore. The goal is to become the source material for the AI's answer.
And because of that, how we measure success is changing too. It's no longer just about getting the most clicks. The new key metric is citation share. Is the AI actually citing your brand or your data in its answer? Because if you're not getting cited in this new world, you're pretty much invisible.
So this is basically the new playbook. To win, creators have to double down on what Google calls EEAT: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. You have to provide unique data, original research, something that offers real information gain that an AI is basically forced to cite. And then you have to structure all that content with clear formatting so the machines can easily read and pull facts from it.
When you boil it all down, the challenge isn't the tool itself. The AI is powerful, no doubt about it. The real risk is the artificial certainty that it creates, how it trains us to just accept its answers without question.
So as we trade the effort of searching for the speed of an answer, it really leaves us with one final, pretty important question to think about. Are we actually becoming smarter, or are we just becoming faster?